This is Revoltech Transformers Starscream from the Japanese import Revoltech. I think it's series 46. This is my first Revoltech figure. Starscream's my favorite character from Transformers, so I just had to get him. He's an awesome figure. They use Revolver joints, which I think it's their own patented joint, and it just gives him insane poseability. And you can get this guy in some really crazy poses. He's got a great sculpt. He doesn't transform, which is okay because he looks great in vehicle mode. He's based on the Dreamwave Transformers. Anyway, I'll get on to him in a second. Let's look at the packaging first. I really like the packaging. It's just a simple box with a window. I'm a fan of simple packaging. There he is in the back. You can get him into all those poses easily. That's what the joints look like and how they work. But I can't read Japanese. I actually am a quarter Japanese, but I can't read it or speak it. Alright. Let's see what he comes with. He comes with this, it's a display stand that he can put his feet on here, and it's also a flight stand. It's actually black. I just put this paper on it so it looked good for the review against the white background. It comes with 5 hands. He comes with 2 fists, 1 for each arm. He comes with a gun hand. He comes with a pointy finger for his left hand. And he comes with like a little kung fu type hand on his right arm. And then he does come with the Megatron gun. It has the piece here, and it goes in right there on a little peg hole. It's actually 2 pieces, but mine broke. I'm gonna super glue it on there, but then I won't be able to get the gun in and out of the hand. But that's okay because I never used that hand without the gun anyway. That's what's so great about giving you extra hands. Alright, let's take a look at the figure. Like I said, he's based on the Dreamwave Starscream, which I really like, the Dreamwave comics. Let me show you a picture. There he is. Most of the Dreamwave comics, the Transformers are a lot chunkier, got a bit more of an anime style. I mean, especially Prime, he's real chunky. But this figure, he's not, he looks, I feel like he looks more like just regular Gen 1 than Dreamwave Gen 1. But I do really like the Dreamwave look. It's really nice. His paint is kick-ass, the sculpt is amazing, his articulation is wonderful. I mean, he's got great accessories. He's a really nice figure. Again, he is based on the Dreamwave, Dreamwave Starscream, but he doesn't look that chunky. He's got a nice sleek look to him. He's really nice. Alright, let's take a closer look at the mold. Again, he does not transform, but I'm okay with that. I always display my Transformers in robot mode. I hardly ever use vehicle mode. So that's fine with me, and I feel a lot with the regular Transformers that transform. They sacrifice the way they look in vehicle mode just to have, in robot mode, just to have them transform into vehicle mode. So he doesn't transform, but that gave him a lot of freedom to make the mold look as best as it can in robot mode. I mean, you know, when you watch the cartoon, when you look at him, it's not quite accurate. He doesn't transform into the vehicle mode very well. So they didn't have any of those restraints, and he came out looking fantastic in my opinion. Let's take a closer look. He's got all the Starscream pieces. Look at that. It's really nice. I really like his legs. His wings are really nice. I like those a lot. His thrusters above his head are really nice. The mold in there, it's got a lot of texture into it. You see the little vents and everything. And then you got his turbines here. They have a lot of detail in them as well. Here's his null rays, or whatever they're called, and they rotate too. I really like the paint on him too. It's a nice like gloss, maybe semi-gloss finish to it, and it's like real clean. There's not much weathering on him or grime detail, but I like that. Starscream's very proud of himself, and I assume Starscream would keep himself nice and shiny like this, you know, like a sports car. So the paint's real nice. I especially like the red and the blue, and even the orange on the cockpit. And then he's got the nice gray. It's just really nice. All the highlights pop. He looks miraculous. He's got Decepticon's logo on the top of his wings and on the bottom. And his face, it's real nice too. He's got that I guess evil smirk of Starscream's. His head is a little small. It might be scale accurate, but it just looks a little bit small to me. The paint on the turbine is especially nice too. So great mold and great paint application. Alright, let's take a look at the articulation. Put him down for a second. This is one of their joints. This is the Revolver joint. It's basically just two ball joints that sit on each other with with teeth, and then can bend like that. Really far range of motion. And then when they slide into the joints, not only can it bend like that, but it'll be in the joint and it can rotate as well. So he's got really great motion. all of his limbs are immovable. His body comes in two, and then the joint's right in there, which is really handy because the way it moves, say you just need to get him in a different position. You can take it out, position the joint, and then put it back together, which comes in handy a lot. Comes in handy. So he's got the revolver joint in his shoulder and in his elbow, and he's got a swivel at the wrist. He's got the revolver joint in his torso, but because of the mold, he can't do a full 360 because the way it's shaped, it's not a circle. You know, it's some type of hexagon or some type of, I don't know, shape. I don't know what it's called. But what I do is I usually just take it off, put it back on, just barely, so he can clear it, and then he can get a lot better motion, and it doesn't look that bad either. And he's also got the joints here in his hips, and he's got a swivel. So I mean, each one can hinge bend like that, and then do a swivel. I mean, it's basically like a ball joint, even better. He's got it in his knee, but the mold prevents him from doing much else. You can just go like that. But I mean, your knee never goes out that way either, so it doesn't really matter. And the foot, he's got the same thing. It can bend forward and back and side to side a bit. And his neck joint, he can look up and down very well, but he can't turn his head the best. He can go about that far. Oh, and his guns rotate, of course, too. They rotate all the way around, so you can get him however you want. So yeah, you can get this guy in a lot of good poses. He can do really crazy stuff. Let's get him off the stand. And the stand just plugs in right there, and then just because it's a joint, then you can do whatever you want with it. They hide the joint in his elbows really well too. They got that little piece of plastic right there so it covers it. So the fact that the joint comes out, it's really helpful. So he was having a little bit of trouble getting his leg over, so I'm just going to take it out, rotate it, and put it back in the way I want it to bend. Put it back in the socket, and bam. He stands up very well on his own without this stand. You just have to get him in a pose that's possible. Or, I mean, sorry, not possible, that his feet can his feet can maintain balance with. You can even do crazy like kung fu kicks. You can even go better than that. And look at that. And the peg hole on the stand, it fits in there really tightly. So I mean, you can get it and make him stand like this, and he will hold that pose. It's just a little hard to get in there, so I'm not going to do it right now. Let's take a look at some of his other hands. The hands I use the most are the fists, of course, and then the gun hand. I don't use these ones too much, but let's take a look. Yeah, here's his kung fu hand and his little pointy finger hand. Starscream. And his waist joint can go forward and back very well, so you can get him real bunched up if you want. And he's saying, huh. You want a piece of me, Bruce Lee? Huh. Little Karate Kid. Let's get him back on the fight stand. Some really nice poses, and this flight stand is so nice. Let's get him flying forward. It really comes in handy. So really nice, the posability on this guy, and that's what basically this figure is for. You just get him and go crazy with the poses. All right, so he is a little small for a Transformer. He's 5 inches tall at the thruster. He's about 4.5 top of the head. Here he is next to a deluxe class Thundercracker. So he's a bit shorter than him. See how just chunky and just kind of square this one looks? That's because he has to transform into a jet. He doesn't have those constraints, so they can make him just look at like as great as he possibly can in robot mode. This is next to Marvel Universe Thanos, same body as Juggernaut and a few others. So yeah, I'm very happy with this guy. I'm very happy with this figure. Should you get them? I'm going to tell you how much they are. You have to get them online because they are imports, so you are going to pay a little bit more for them. I got him for $40. They have Rodimus Prime. He goes for about $40. They have Megatron. He usually goes for about $60 or $50 or even sometimes $70. And then Optimus Prime, he's like $100 plus. I would recommend checking out and seeing what he looks like first, because you might not like the mold, because he is very Dreamwave. So I'm really happy with him. If you can find him, go ahead and get him. I mean, if you want to get into Revoltech, definitely just buy one at first. Buy one of the less expensive ones, just so you can see if you even like it, if it's even worth the money. And if so, I mean, I really like him. I'm definitely going to get Hot Rod next. Alright, so upcoming reviews. I got some Star Wars Vintage Collection, ARC Trooper Commander, Rebel Commando, got Archangel from Marvel Universe, a whole bunch more. And this is my first Transformer review, so I'm going to do more of those too. Let me know what you want to see reviewed, and I just might have it, and I'll do a review of it. Again, I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, keep collecting.